What's going on, guys? This is Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. We are live for Sunday night mock drafts. So I got a staff full of guys that are ready to go. No auto draft. Auto draft, you should be buried, set on fire, and destroyed at all costs because we don't auto draft here. So here we are. We got the sleeper.com app. We got JR first on the clock. He literally should have been known who to take at number one because I think it's pretty obvious of who, you should be taking at number one. This guy right here, Mr. CMC. So we're just waiting as he takes it all the way down. So he's probably going to get Saquon, honestly. He's definitely aware of what's going on. He's probably going to take it all the way down to the end. Maybe he's nervous. Maybe he doesn't know who to pick. But I'm sitting here pretty good in the middle of the draft. We're doing a 12-man PPR. No tight end premium. No super flex. Nothing crazy like that. Just a regular PPR redraft right now. And he's taking it all the way down to the clock. And time's up. Saquon Barkley, most likely. Which isn't a terrible pick right here. It's either Saquon or CMC, but me being, oh, here we are, CMC, number one overall, which, again, going back into it, Saquon or CMC at number one, it's not a bad pick. I mean, I'm not mad at you if you're going Saquon. I'm not mad at you going CMC, but throughout the years, back-to-back years, it's been like CMC has been the clear-cut number one. And I think it's pretty much safe if you take CMC. I mean, back-to-back years of performing at what he's did, breaking records and outscoring so many other players this past season. It's like it only makes sense to take him at number one. I'm really curious of where I'm going at right now. In the fifth spot, I mean, I have options. I could take, Zeke that I think will be there. I think right here he's probably going to go Michael Thomas. I mean, I'm not too fond of Alvin Kamara, being that, the season that he's been on a slight decline. I mean, he's still performing at stud numbers, but if we have to be honest, he's not performing like Saquon or CMC or even Zeke in the matter. He's not putting up the yards, and he saw a bit of injury. He was out, but this year, I'm just not too high on Alvin Kamara like I was, 2 years or a year ago. So right here, I can see a Michael Thomas going or even a Zeke going. Right now, I got to start thinking realistically that a few of my options are going to have to be wide receiver, actually. So this guy's probably going to take it down to the clock also. Hopefully this isn't an auto draft. Hopefully he is actually thinking, plotting of what's going on. It would be nice, but this looks like an auto draft, people. Come on. Zeke, I like it. Not terrible. I mean, I figured that Alvin Kamara will be here. This will probably be the exact order of this year's, 1, 2, 3 punch. I could definitely see it being CMC, Saquon, or Saquon, CMC, and then Zeke. Zeke will probably be the best third available running back on the board. Again, not a huge fan of Alvin Kamara, but I like that he's still here. Right here, personally, if I was in the fourth spot, I'm taking Michael Thomas. I'm sorry, like for PPR purposes, Michael Thomas is a freaking beast. I mean, he put up a freaking season high, like 140 something receptions. Like the dude is just amazing. Like it's just ridiculous the way he can do. And he's actually a guy that sees the end zone also. So just week to week, we're seeing elite numbers from Michael Thomas. So it only makes sense. Whoa, Alvin Kamara. So I am currently on the clock. So this is who we have available. Devontae Adams, I took him last year with a combo of Mike Evans. I wasn't too happy with him going down an injury, but he did produce when he was available on the field. But being that he went down with injury, I don't like to take players that basically burned me the season before with injury. D Hop, he's very. I mean, I'll say this: D Hop has always been putting up elite numbers, but he did take a step back this last season. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, I'm definitely not taking James Conner. I don't know why he's still here. Sleeper.com, shout out to y'all, but you guys need to update your ADPs definitely. So obviously, right here, no questions asked. I told you I was going to take, so I'm going to take him. Michael freaking Thomas. It's only right. It's amazing that he fell this far down. I think some of these people that are in the draft are going by these ADPs, which they shouldn't be. But I feel good taking Michael Thomas right here in the middle of the draft. I can still wrap around and stack up on wide receiver, do a wide receiver strategy, and then get 2 stud running backs, hopefully, in the 3rd and 4th round that are producing. Some guys that are on the rise, that's basically where I like to sit. Some guys that are probably going to get a sophomore slump that you probably want to avoid. Not saying that all will, but there are some that I think will get a sophomore slump, but that's an episode in itself that I'll probably have to cover later on down the line. So, this guy right here told me he was at work, so I know for a fact this is probably going to be an auto draft. Even though I told him that we'll give him 2 minutes, but you know how that goes. So, currently down here, we have some studs still available. We have a lot of people still available that I'm hoping I can get on the wraparound. So this guy is going to take it. Oh, Davante Adams. I don't love it. I'll say that. I don't love it. I don't love it here, being that, like I said before, with the injury last year, he burned me. So I would have took D-Hop there, but I'm not mad at it at all. I just don't love the pick. Now, we still have some valuable players still on the draft board. I mean, you could drop DJ all the way down to the 3rd or 4th round. You could drop James Conner to the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I mean, Le'Veon Bell, he's still a 3rd round pick. I think he's just in a very shitty situation right now with the Jets, with Gates there. Oh my God, Adam is such a terrible head coach. He cannot coach running backs at all. You got Nick Chubb still on the board, which I think he'll probably go in this area, the 10th or 11th. If anybody smartens up in this area right here in the 8th or 9th, they'll go ahead and grab Nick Chubb. I mean, why not? Julio Jones is still on the board also. He's producing every year, still putting up studs. I mean, he did go through that trouble with not scoring touchdowns, which we knew was going to happen with the terrible offensive coordinator that was there, with the new scheme. So there's that. Dalvin Cook, hopefully he goes between this area here. This should be the pick right here. But auto drafting, he's probably going to get best available, which is D-Hop. So D-Hop probably going here with the auto draft. I told you. What? Jesus Christ. Woo! What are you? Oh my God. This is why I hate auto drafting. Like, maybe that wasn't an auto draft actually. Because James Conner was right here with David Johnson. So I think he realistically took that. Like, I think he really believed in that pick right there. He might have took that all the way down. Shout out to my boy Zoe. I think he's going to be a homer here, but maybe not. He's usually a homer in the 1st and 2nd rounds. He's actually the only one that's like that I know who's in my real local draft, live draft, I should say. And he has some draft habits that, that I kind of picked up on that not many people know. But he has some real draft habits. So the back of the draft should be interesting with James Conner going there. I know a lot of people are happy at the back of the draft, but we still have D-Hop on the table, people. Oh, my Lord. D-Hop is still here on the table. Come on, Duce Demon. What are you doing? Are you auto-drafting? You were just here. Oh, my God. See, with mock drafts, doing live mock drafts, I should say, You don't want auto drafts because they mess up the entire draft, people, especially in your money. Oh my God, you got David Johnson going first round. Oh my God. Auto draft bums. Shout out to you guys right here. Terrible picks. This is clearly an auto draft, but I blame sleeper.com. I'm sorry, sleeper.app. I blame you guys. See, this is the appropriate pick that should have went here. Dalvin Cook, definitely. But again, we got D Hop still on the board. What's going on? Even that was an auto draft. Auto draft realistically would have took best available, but I think they took best available with last year rankings with the running back. So this was around the area that James Conner was going. It was James Conner, Nick Chubb, I believe, around the back end of the first round, and 10 to 12 man team PPR leagues. So not that far off. Where are we getting here? My money says that he'll take best available, D Hop. Oh boy. Nick Chubb. That is the best pick right here that you can get in the possible draft right here with Nick Chubb coming this late. I would think Nick Chubb will be right here or Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb should be here. So basically just take these two picks and swap them right here. That's definitely, where I can see them going in this year's draft. Again, I don't love this Davante Adams pick, but it's not terrible. Again, just my personal opinion. Michael Thompson was the best wide receiver on the board. He's definitely wide receiver 1 in the rankings. I mean, right here, it's up for grabs between Davante Adams and D Hop, but I might give the edge to D Hop and then Julio and then D Adams. So basically, right now D Hop just went. So on the back end, right here in this area at 208, I got to start thinking, do I go for Mahomes? Do I go for, a risky wide receiver, or should I address the running back situation and go ahead and get Bell? Because honestly, these guys in the back end are active. I don't think they're auto drafting, so I think Bell might fall to me. Realistically, David Johnson and James Conner should have fell in these areas, so they shouldn't even be up there on the board. That was a complete failure on, their end of auto drafting. I mean, we still got, come on, sleeper. Really? Really? What is taking so long to update your ADP? Is why is this man here? This is annoying. This is annoying to even see. Fix this. Today. Do you understand that people are drafting, now? Right now? It's March 1st. Okay. Some people, mock drafting after the Super Bowl. So you guys should be on this. I'm very disappointed. Very. But anyway. Who do we have up? My man Huss. What up, with the Sleeper Wire Network. They are killing it right now with their podcasts and their articles. Go check them out. The Sleeper Wire Network on YouTube and on Twitter, people. See, Le'Veon Bell, I don't think he would have won right there. That was just clearly best available. I mean, this whole mock draft might be a dub, but I'm going to take you guys all the way into the 4th round because I'm going to be drafting seriously. I'm just going to act like people are just blind and dumb and just don't know fantasy football at all with these two people right here. And then this pick right here, I don't think he would have won right here, especially being a Jet. He definitely wouldn't have one here. So this back-to-back, I can probably guess that it'll probably be Julio Jones. So here, still, I got to think realistically if that's an auto draft. I obviously know Julio's gone. I know Juju probably will go in this area here. If we're thinking realistically, you still got some studs down here, man. You still got Kittle. You still got Allen, who are still producing. Got Adam Thielen, who might be on his own next year with Diggs on the way out. Still got Mike Evans. He's still serviceable. Injury prone, I wouldn't put next to his name, but he did get injured last year, and he still managed to have 1,000 yards, people. So I think Mike Evans is still good, and you still have Winston there for now. I don't think Winston's leaving. So with Winston there, Mike Evans eats. If they bring in Rivers, or if they bring in whoever, like, or even a Derek Carr or whatever, like all these beat writers are writing, like, I don't think Mike Evans will have the year that he has had with Winston. So that's something to keep your eye on. I think Winston is the key to Mike Evans' fantasy value going into this next season. You still got Mahomes. I could be the guy right now to go grab Mahomes or a Lamar Jackson in the second round, but that's just not how I draft. I mean, the slogans here bring home the gold, so I'm always in the playoffs. I'm always in competition. I'm always in the championship, people, because it's all about bringing home the gold. So just my draft strategy, I was able to grab Mahomes in the fourth round last year. So, excuse me. So going quarterback this early does not make sense to me. It just doesn't. You honestly need one player from that position, and same thing about tight ends. Only need one of that position. So it doesn't seem like I need to go reaching for these guys. There's plenty of value at the bottom of the draft. Like, for example, like, people always get Kelsey in the second round, or they go after Ertz when he was in his better years. Well, he's still good. He's still just not. He's probably not better than Kittle. I wouldn't put Ertz over Kittle right now. So he's like the third tight end of the top tier. But anyway, you only need one of that position. So I don't feel myself having the need to go up that high to go get a Kittle or a Kelsey in the second round, being that I got Mark Andrews in the 12th round. And then going into this next season, he's like in conversations with the Ertz and the Kelseys and the Kittles. So it's like you can find that value later in the round. So I was very happy with getting Mark Andrews in like the freaking 12th round or whatever round it was in some leagues. So it was like I really don't need to go press on about tight ends because there's so much value there in the later rounds with other players. So same thing with quarterbacks. Like, in one league, I made it all the way to the playoffs with Kirk Cousins and freaking mediocre mid Matt Ryan. So like, I was okay with that. Now in my big money league with the Real Deal Fantasy League, I got Pat Mahomes in the fourth round, which also carried me to the championship. But he did get injured. But again, I had insurance on him, so I went up and picked up Kirk Cousins. But again, I had some stud running backs. I had some stud wide receivers. When you get that combo, you have two stud wide receivers, two stud running backs. You're in great hands. And then you make some in-season trades. I had Fournette and ended up with Fournette and Henry as my duo as like running backs as studs, and then Singletary is my flex. Wide receivers, I had Mike Evans and I had Devontae Adams, and I traded for, you know, Stephon Diggs, and even at one point I had DJ Chark when he was going hot on my roster. So I was sitting very pretty. I probably had like the best drafted team out there and best in season moves to make it to, the playoffs where I was at. Ended up with the best record, highest scoring, but then, you know, playoff injuries and then you get burned. So there's that. It happens. That's part of fantasy. That's part of the game. You got to accept it. And it's just is what it is. So far, back to this mock draft. You got Odell Beckham. That was obviously an auto draft. This right here might not have been an auto draft, but this is exactly what I'm talking about where Kelsey ends up going. Now, Joe Mixon here, I do like it. Joe Mixon is producing out of a terrible offense, a terrible coaching, terrible offensive line. He's still producing good numbers, but I just don't think he's second round tier anymore. I think he's more the third and fourth round, along with the David Johnsons, the James Connors. So I think this was an obvious auto pick in my eyes. Hold up. Oh my god. Well, at least the guys are commenting. So here, I think honestly, it's been a lot of auto drafts. So here, I could do the wide receiver combo, which I think has worked for me the last couple of years. Hold up, got some text messages. Okay. So right here again, sorry, I had a phone call. Well, a text message. I'm lying. But anyway, right here, I can grab a stud running back. I can grab a quarterback. I can grab a tight end. I can grab whatever right here. But honestly, I'm gonna probably stick to my guns. I don't know why Pat Mahomes to start. He shouldn't be going that early. I can honestly go Fournette. I can go Thielen without Diggs next season, which that all depends. Or I can go with, like I said, Mike Evans. He always has produced, but that question of Winston will be there. It's now March 1st. We still don't know the status of Winston. So today, I'll probably stay away from Mike Evans, being that we don't know if Winston is actually staying or if he's getting that contract or whatever the case may be. Keenan Allen is going to be on a decline year. I do not believe in Tyrod Taylor. I do not believe the Chargers offense moving forward with Keenan Allen producing stud numbers. So he will be dropping in my draft board personally. Still got Kittle. Like I said, I'm not a fan with drafting tight ends very high. I'm going to stay away from that strategy. Juju, he does have Ben back. Big Ben is back on the prowl. He's out of shape as usual in the offseason, so we'll see what he looks like comes June. I'm just not a big fan of Juju without AB. AB leaving the Steelers kind of exposed Juju and, dealing with the Big Ben injury, which I think is going to happen again, being that he's getting up there in age. He doesn't necessarily take care of his body during the in season and off season, obviously not. So I don't know. I'm just on the fence with Big Ben in general. I'm up on the board now. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions with a couple players that are still here available, but I think best available who has improved from last year going into this next season with probably a better draft situation going on that he can get some support on that line, maybe a quarterback, maybe he can have a mirrored season, if not better, but I'm going Leonard Fournette. So I established a running back one and I established a wide receiver one. So I kind of shied away from my wide receiver strategy. This is only mock draft 2.0 of the season, so I'm going to see how this turns out. But again, I'm only going to take you guys into the third or fourth, fifth round, and then I'll just update you guys on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the case may be. So right here, I got a feeling he's going to take Patty Mahomes. It's just itching. I do feel like he can get Pat Mahomes on the way back, though. But we shall see. Kittle, wow. Okay. Not looking too shabby, but I wouldn't have took Kittle there at all. This is what I'm talking about. I might actually end up with Pat Mahomes. What's even crazier, too, where's Lamar Jackson? This is crazy. Lamar Jackson. Are you kidding me? Sleeper. Really? Really? You can't update your rankings? This is terrible. Come on, bro. Update your mock draft rankings, bro. This is ridiculous. Like, this makes me not even want to do it. Oh, there he is. That's not an auto draft, people. That is a solid pick there. Oh my god. I thought I was gonna get him on the way back. But again, with these rankings not being up to date, the ones who did auto draft, the ones who are just not well aware that this isn't up to date, they are taking best available. I might just take you guys to the third round, honestly. We're going on 25 minutes. You got everybody taking it down to the last second, too, so that doesn't help. These little green dots mean that they are currently on the app. They're currently watching. But I don't see much. Oh, I missed this one right here. Chris Godwin. That is a solid pick. That is a solid pick right there. I like his duo, but again, excuse me, I don't love that pick of Devontae Adams there. Lamar Jackson. See? This guy got the right idea. He panicked a little. He didn't think Lamar was going to last, so he just took him after Patty Mahomes. So the two best available quarterbacks are off the board. Just sharing that the mock draft is live right now, people. I'm not ignoring you. I know I'm live. Come on, you taking it to the last second. Like, this is so annoying. A lot of auto drafting, and I told you, auto drafting is not accepted. You shall be cursed. Shout out to Real Madrid winning El Clasico without Cristiano Ronaldo. It's pretty big. That's huge. God damn. That's really big. Talk a little soccer. Kenny Galladay in the second round. Whoa. Whoa. I went ahead and did that. Still some great options here, people. I mean, with the two best quarterbacks off the board, I might go ahead and grab Adam Thielen here. A nice PPR monster. I might go ahead and grab Mike Evans. Who sees the end zone? Oh, what the hell was that? I got ghosts. As we get further down in the draft, you still got some good studs down here, man. Melvin Gordon's still there. I can go ahead and grab Melvin, too. Eckler is definitely going to be a third and fourth round draft pick. I'll tell you that now. Eckler is probably going to see some more targets. He's definitely, addressed himself to be involved in that offense where he demands the targets and demands to be on the field. I mean, Melvin Gordon's still there. I mean, obviously the Chargers are going to try to keep their guys. I think Hunter Henry is the one who X's out. They had the option to use the franchise tag, but who are they going to use it on? Melvin Gordon wants to be paid now, being that he's in the peak of his age, peak of his career. So I think, they need to go ahead and pay the man. But we all know how that goes. It says time's up. So who did he pick in the fucking auto draft? This is embarrassing too, by the way. I didn't plan on doing an auto draft, mock draft, with a bunch of people who were here, I should say. I'm very upset. Now it froze. So it's probably like my pick right now, and I don't even know. What do you know? Why did it stop? I don't know why it stopped. Let me check the app. Are you kidding me? What the hell? All right, there we go. We back, baby. So, that's who I was texting for everybody thinking I was communicating with the mock draft people. Mike Evans. Not bad. So he basically went running back, quarterback, wide receiver. He doesn't have the best wide receiver right now. That was whoo. Excuse me. Tired, man. Yeah, right here he doesn't have like the best strategy right now. I wouldn't be set on Mike Evans being my workhorse. Like again, I said we don't know the status of Winston, so that's my only flaw in that theory of drafting Mike Evans. You ain't lying, man. It's off to a great start. Really hate auto drafters though. It destroys the entire draft. Juju, whatever. Again, I wouldn't think he'll be your workhorse, but best available at the third. I mean, I guess you got your basically your top scorers that are going to put up 20 plus points a game. So maybe that's his strategy. I'm up next. Right here, we're going to go with either Aaron Jones or a Adam Thielen. I mean, I like Adam Thielen here. If he's without Diggs or with Diggs, it doesn't really matter. He still produces. I like Kirk Cousins. He's like a mid-tier quarterback. He's not bad. He's not great, but he's good. So I think Adam Thielen will be very, very good for what he is. I just hate that I'm waiting for an auto draft. Let me tell these guys. Damn it, he took Adam Thielen. Oh, boy. I am on the clock. He took Adam Thielen, so him taking Adam Thielen puts a dent in my plans. But again, everybody's looking at these rankings, not really paying attention that these are old rankings and all these good studs are down here. So I'm going to take it into consideration that I'm not going to play into the game and go ahead and get the combo that I had last year that was taken over. Pay the man. Give me Derrick Henry in the third round, people. I'll take it all day. Yes, he has slow starts in the seasons, but he always finishes at the end of the season. Come playoff time, Derrick Henry is your guy. No doubt. Aaron Jones, I expected to go here. I bet not see a Damian Williams go off the board anytime soon. Josh Jacobs, another guy that I like. Kieran Johnson, ugh, God, man, the potential. He's just on a terrible team. He's freaking injury prone, I believe. So that's a huge loss. Chris Carson has been producing, year after year. I don't think Rashad Penny poses any threats going into this next season, but Penny is still there. Showed flashes last season of being a serviceable running back. So maybe Seattle might flip the script and get him more involved. Devontae Freeman is on his way out of Atlanta. God knows where he ends up. So maybe he'll end up somewhere where he could be the guy. But you never know. San Fran might pick him up because, they're hoarding all types of running backs there. Brandon Cooks, I'm hoping that he retires. I mean, he's dealing with a lot of concussions. Right now, my Rams should be trying to move on from him, trade him, get some type of value out of him. I mean, he's been jumping team to team. Saints, Patriots, Rams. I mean, 1,000 yards each of those seasons. So I think that he still holds some value now, so get it while you can. He doesn't have that much of a very expensive contract. But I honestly think he should retire. I mean, the injuries, well, not even injuries, the concussions are something serious that he needs to think about in his future. I mean, it's just not worth it at the end of the day. I mean, you got to think long term. Like, CTE is real. So I would like for him to retire now for the better of his health. And yes, I care about my players' health or any player's health. I just think it's better for both parties that he retires. Same thing with Jordan Reed. I mean, if the Rams pick up Jordan Reed, I'm going to be very upset, man. You're just shooting a freaking hole in freaking Higbee's heart. And then even Gerald Everett. Like, these are two producing tight ends that just need an opportunity and chance. I mean, like, Jordan Reed is on the way of retirement. Like, if it rains outside, he's catching a freaking concussion. So, like, why even target him? Oh, man. Keenan Allen going here. Again, it's not bad, but Todd Gurley in the second round and then James Conner. Oh, God, this guy's looking terrible if this was really his picks. But again, it's probably an auto draft based on last year's stats. That is my Twitter, people. Right there. Oops. Real Deal Fantasy. My team is not looking terrible right now. I feel like I got a bunch of studs right now. Like, I'll say I probably had the best running back duo. Let's check that out. Definitely. Yeah, that's it. I got the best running back duo. Now, right here, let's think wide receiver. Who can I get at wide receiver? Diggs always has a slow start. Also on his way out, we do not know where he's going. So with him not having a set destination where he's going, I'm going to avoid. I could go ahead and get Zach Ertz. Wentz, whenever he thinks, when he wakes up in the morning, before he goes to bed, he's thinking about Ertz. So he translates that to the field. So Ertz will eat regardless once, the season starts. So I think he's still the top tier tight ends to be talked about. Wide receiver options. I mean, right here is where you have the wide receiver twos. You're not really thinking about. Hold up. Somebody's at my front door. It's freaking Amazon. Hey, bro, you can leave it right there.
Okay, I appreciate you.
Thank you. So yeah, that's Amazon at my door. My wife ordering a whole bunch of stuff, of course. Endless ordering. Right here, I like Josh Jacobs, but this is clearly an auto draft, and I'm going to just end it after this round because this draft is completely in shambles. There's no point of continuing after I just seen this go off the board. He's literally not on the team. He has no team next to his name, and he was just picked. So clearly this is an auto draft team. Fuck you, Zoe. My man, Zoe Ingram. Yep, putting your government out there. Yep. You asshole. Amari Cooper finally off the board. He was one of the guys that was in the back of my mind that I would still get. If we're thinking quality wide receiver ones right now, it could be Diggs. It could be Edelman. It could be Robert Woods. Could be Kupp also. But with the likes of Jared Goff, with Kupp, Woods, and Cooks, with their rankings fairly close to each other, I'm not too fond of drafting either of them guys. So right now, I could be looking at a quarterback, and I'm looking at getting my man Deshaun. Hopefully that comes off smooth. Everybody's taking this to the down of the draft, man. I really want to end this. Oh, God. Low-key got that coronavirus, people. I've been sick for the past, like, freaking 4 days. Oh, boy. What up? So I'm on Twitter. I'm looking at some people that are watching the live stream, which is dope. Shout out to my man Julius. Might throw you a follow, man. Let's get these followers up, man. I got you. David Montgomery is also another guy that's in a terrible situation. Fucking Matt Nagy will not release the beast. Like, who cares about Tariq Cohen anymore, man? Like, he's so 2 years ago. Like, let him go. Let the beast eat. Monty needs to eat, bro. Like, today. This season. Still got Melvin Gordon. You still have Zach Ertz. You still got some quality players still here, people. Now, when I go thinking after I grab Deshaun Watson on the way back, I'm definitely looking at a flex. So my possible flexes will be Diggs, regardless of his situation. Edelman, obviously, but his situation is a little bit, I won't even say a little bit like in question. Like, we know Brady's going back. Like, let's be honest. Like, Brady's going nowhere. So Edelman is still serviceable. Sonny Michel, long as he remains in, the New England backfield of just musical chairs of who's starting week to week, then I'm over it. Gordon, I think he returns to LA. So he's still a very good pick. Melvin Gordon right now, without the holdout situation going on, being my flex right now, look at this. I just don't have a wide receiver 2 right now. So I will grab a quarterback here, and then I grab Melvin Gordon here. I'm sitting pretty at running back, man. Some of these could be trade baits. Some of these can just be keeps all season, and I could just be gliding on Michael Thomas acting as a wide receiver 1 and 2 with the numbers that he produced week to week. So I'm sitting here looking pretty. So again, I got all these options. I think some of these people are going off of last year's rankings again, and some of them are just simply not here, and they're just auto drafting and going to the very end. So some people don't have the sleeper app, notifications on, so they probably don't know that the goddamn draft started or that their pick is up, but there's that. So we should be able to speed this up. Come on. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to let everybody see this. Because that's exactly what's going to happen anyway. These three right here are just auto picks. All of this is auto picks because this is just terrible. I'm gonna be pissed if Julius goes ahead and picks up Watson because I said that. Because I think he was watching the live stream. I mean, the way his team is set up, I wouldn't be mad if he went ahead and drafted Watson. The freaking 3 running back strategy is a little bit weird, but let's see how this plays out. Lockett. As your wide receiver 1 man, I don't know. That's not a good pick. Because you got DK Metcalf there, who's basically all the hype. So I don't like that pick right there, bro. I'm sorry to be honest with you. Auto pick for him. He's been auto picking since the beginning. Goodbye. This guy's at work. I'll give him opportunity because he gets the notifications. Realistically, I think this is where Edelman will be going. Lockett, I think he'll be going much later in the 6th or 7th round. DK Metcalf should be in this general area as well. I'll say around this area. Early 5th. Early 6th maybe. With me on the board right now, I told you who I'm going after, and I'm going there. My man D. Watson. So far, I'm looking great right now. This is how you bring home the gold, people. This is literally, the strategy that I would try to mirror and try to put into place come draft day. I mean, Michael Thompson, stud. Excuse me. God, I keep burping. But Leonard Fournette, stud. Best. I think it's his best season yet. The only problem with Fournette, he has not seen the end zone as much as I would want him to. But he's getting involved in the passing game. So in PPR leagues, he is producing, good numbers, 15 to 20 points a week. So I could deal with that. Derrick Henry is going to be my spade. He's going to be, the guy that I look to and lean on during the playoff time. And I think Watson will remain healthy. We'll get the offense going. I mean, Will Fuller, I think he's on his way out. So he loses that deep threat. He loses that guy that can explode and have a stellar game at any point in time. So I think Will Fuller is on his way out. Kenny Still steps into his place. I don't think that we'll see any, great numbers from Stills. I don't think he's draft worthy. I think he's a waiver guy or a last pick guy that is kind of like a wait and see how that works out when he gets full opportunity to be on the field with, Will Fuller not standing in his way, or Kiki QT, also another guy that I think will go undrafted. These are two guys that I think can produce in that offense to play the other side or play the slot from D-Hop, but from what we've seen, injury has plagued all three of these players, Fuller, Stills, and Kiki QT. Kiki, do you love me? Yeah, so that guy. So it's like, it's kind of hard to think who else to pick on that Houston offense, but long as D-Hop there and D-Watt is there, they are going to produce stud numbers. Mark Ingram put up some pretty solid numbers last season. I thought personally that Lamar Jackson was going to run the ball every single play, and then Mark Ingram would just not be, used as much. He wouldn't exist. It would just be kind of like, he's there to be there as a name, but he actually put up some great numbers last year, so I'm not mad at this pick at all, being in the 4th round. He has some great picks here, actually. I like Kamara. I don't like Kittle that early, but again, some people have their own strategies of how they draft tight ends. Adam Thielen's another guy that I wanted, but I actually am happier with the Derrick Henry, pick. So, again, we don't know Diggs' situation there, so maybe Diggs exiting completely actually puts a dampening on Adam Thielen's game because double coverage will be put on him because who else do they have? Laquan Treadwell? Yeah, good luck. He is actually gone this season. Ertz, not a bad pick. Again, 4th round, acceptable for the top tier 3 tight ends. I mean, I would love to see Kelsey go in this round. I would love to see Kittle go here. But again, you have some people who draft differently. Just checking Twitter real quick. Let's see who's still available on this back end. So after I just grabbed Watson, I believe that best available right now will have to obviously be Melvin Gordon, people. I mean, I'm gonna want this pick thinking that he stays in LA, they finally pay him. But if he goes somewhere else, it's kind of like, where does he go? Like, I don't know. I think he'll still produce, but not as much as I think he would if elsewhere outside of LA. But again, this will be my flex, so I'm not gonna be mad if I get him here. Again, but I still need another wide receiver. I do, but I don't. But at wide receiver, we have Cooks, Woods, we have Diggs, T.Y. Hilton, Tyler Boyd. It might be the wide receiver one with A.J. Green on the way out. Austin Eckler, a PPR monster, also that he could be a solid flex play week to week. AJ Green on the move, healthy now. I mean, hopefully he's rejuvenated. He's at the declining stage, where he's at his age right now. So I don't see him getting paid big money, like multi-year, multi-millionaire or whatever contracts that they look for when they're in the 30s, 31, 32. So he probably get tagged by Cincy, which I think they're looking to do. But it kind of makes sense that they tag him. He's not going to see that big money out in the market. He's not going to get more than $10 million. He'd probably get like a 1 year, $12 million deal. I mean, after that, you gotta kind of look at it like you should have just took the tag. But we'll see. We'll see. Jarvis Landry, no, I'm good off. Geis, oh my God. If he could stay healthy, people, listen to me now. If Geis stays healthy, he will be a top 5 running back. He just needs to stay healthy. That's all. That's all it is. Just stay healthy, and you'll be a top 5 running back. And I got burned also by taking him last year in like the 5th round. It's like I dropped him, picked him up, dropped him, picked him up, and then, eventually. Allen Robinson, I love this pick right here. Allen Robinson has been quietly putting up stud numbers and being consistent all through the season, even with a terrible quarterback, people. Trubisky is trash. Trash boat. They need to draft somebody. Or they bring in Mariota. That's definitely something that can happen. This guy, auto draft. Auto draft. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, I said I was only going to take you to the 4th or 5th round, so this guy, auto draft. These are like respectable places where these people will go, though. Like, even if this is an auto draft, I see Diggs going in the 5th. I see Sutton going into the 5th. Cooks maybe not being with his concussions, but these are areas where I think these people would go. Same thing with Allen Robinson. Even this is an auto draft, I think this is where he goes. Now, Kenny Galladay, I think he goes in the 3rd or 4th round also, but not the 2nd round. Definitely not. Hell no. Now, right here on the early 5th, again, I should be looking for my flex. I have my quarterback established, QB1. I have my 2 RB1s basically, and then I have a wide receiver 1. So right now, let's go flex and worry about tight end later. Because tight end, we still have some available options. Like, I'm okay with taking a Jared Cook in like the 7th or 8th round, or even a healthy Evan Ingram, which is, hit or miss. I'll even take Mark Andrews, obviously, Hunter Henry. All these people are still on the board, people. So if I can get Mark Andrews in the 6th or 7th round, I'm still winning, people, because he is definitely Lamar Jackson's #1 target. The wide receiver core isn't elite. You got freaking Willie Snead, who's been selling a lot of mid for the last couple of years. And look, here we are with Melvin Gordon still on the board. So this will be the best available flex, being that Eckler just went off the board. So I'm going to go ahead and go back-to-back and go ahead and get Melvin Gordon. So again, if I can wrap around in this situation, because right here is where I'm ending the video, people, just to let everybody know. We're like basically almost an hour in, and it's only been the fifth round. So I'm gonna end it here. Again, my next pick would be Mark Andrews, definitely. So here, I do believe that how my team looks right now, it looks like a championship team. And it looks like I'm bringing home the gold, people, to be honest. Because I'm sitting here with Michael Thompson, Leonard Fournette, Derrick Henry, Deshaun Watson, and Melvin Gordon to be my flex. And if I come in and wrap around with a Mark Andrews, like, how am I not making playoffs? Put it like that. Everything else after this is just straight bench, insurance, and kickers and defense. Like, that's basically all that is. So right now, I'm sitting so pretty that I'm confident that if this was a real draft day scenario, if this was the real thing, I'll be going to the playoffs for sure once again, and I'll be bringing home the gold, people. Like, that belt will be coming home with me. So I don't fear any of these other people teams again because of auto drafting. Maybe I wouldn't have ended up with this scenario if 3 or 4 people in the draft didn't auto draft. So again, if this was the real thing, if this was the real deal thing, I will be going home with the belt, people, no doubt. So I'm just gonna end it here. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Mock draft. I was live for a couple minutes. For an hour. Had a couple of viewers. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely want to keep doing this on Sundays. I'll probably do a mock draft Monday also if time is available. But right now, let's just get this content out. Free agency is in 2 weeks, where the chaos begins, the circus begins, where it gets really exciting to see where these people sign and where they go and what changes, how the rankings will change. So we got a lot of things coming out of Real Deal Fantasy 2, also coming out throughout the times of this month. And articles, videos, rankings, all that for you. Patreon on the way. Hope you guys liked the episode. So I'll see you guys next week for another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Peace.